Miss Help Me, thank you for waiting patiently, love. What's your thoughts on this valet situation? And you can give your opinion on the pain thing too if you're comfortable speaking on that.
For sure. I think he made the decision that was best for him based off his observations. Since I couldn't sit with on the date with him, I feel like he handled his business. He paid for the date, walked her out, and just kind of stood his ground on I'm not paying for your way home. This is kind of like a sign of I'm not really interested in you, but thanks for your time. I'll make sure you get in your car safely.
Right.
Like, okay, but for her to feel entitled is the issue. No one's entitled to anyone's money, even if a man takes you out and he says you need to pay your side, be prepared to pay your side. If you're broke, you should really stay home. That's on both sides
Thanks.
because you never know, especially on a first date, you never know this person. You don't know what this person's capable of. What if he's a bad person and wants to cause harm to you? Now you're feeling like you can't get home without him, or you can't, get out of a bad situation without him. How do you give so much trust to people so quickly? But for him, he paid a hefty ticket, but I understand some men have it like that. But I think men should really pay like no more than $20 on the first date, coffee, whatever you guys want to do, just to get to know, get the vibe. Women feeling entitled on the first date are completely delusional. I saw a woman, I'm pretty sure y'all saw it, the woman who asked the man to buy her children food on the first date just because he was late, maybe like 10, 15 minutes. And the whole restaurant was against him, but he stood his ground. I was glad about that because that's what you got to do as men. And that's what women respect, and men, real women, respect men like that who stand their ground and say what they say and mean it and do it. So that's how I feel about that part.
Wait, before you go to the pain thing, I gotta make sure that I heard you clear. Did you just say that you personally believe that men shouldn't even be spending more than $20 on the first date with a woman?
That's just my opinion. Men could do what they want, in my opinion, too. But that's just like, why even do that for a person you're not even sure about even a little bit?
Right.
You don't need to prove yourself to a woman like, hey, I got this money, unless that's the lifestyle you're trying to get her used to with you. And that's genuinely your lifestyle, and you're not going to be struggling to keep that up, then fine. Or if you make it abundantly clear that this is just something special I want to do for you, then fine. But, ultimately it's his choice. That's how I feel. But
But have you
yeah.
have you always had that stance though?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm into longevity. Um, I've been married and for a long time and just gone through something crazy that caused that to end, unfortunately. But I don't put value on certain things, and I think it's foolish to do so, especially if you actually want this beautiful life. Demanding expensive weddings, demanding expensive gifts, demanding expensive dates is a foolish thing to do. A man who even has that type of finances is not going to want to mess with you because you're already a liability from the start, and you haven't even showed him your worth yet most of the time. And y'all say y'all at the table, and you don't even know what that looks like. You couldn't even put that in any type of definition for me if I asked you what the table looks like.
Mm.
Or if you could, you would put it in a definition of what you look for in a man. Like, I got a degree, I have a good job, I have a car, I have a house. So I am the table. What you got, And that's not what men care about. And then when they say that, you're like, oh, you don't care about our achievements. Like, it's just like a rabbit hole continuously with modern women. So I don't think you should even bother. But so I don't know. That's
That's
just, yeah.
that's crazy. That's
I would literally leave that man right there with his little $20 date. Because what? No mishelp me.
I don't care. I mean, if he's a successful man in his life, he don't have nothing to prove. He could take me on an expensive date if he wants to, though. I'm not gonna be like, no, we only could do $20. But I'm not gonna also be like, oh, you just want to go get coffee and talk. Like, is that
but
all you're
that's
gonna
the
do for
thing.
me?
That's what I always say. And I was talking to my friend earlier about this video. I was talking to her about it for a minute, and when I let her go, I literally started like kind of like saying things that were kind of in the same realm of what you're saying. I was telling them how like a lot of like modern women They think like they interpret how much a man values them based off of how much he's like, trying to invest in them and things of that nature. And it's tough
Mm.
because it's sad because like at the end of the day, if you got a price tag on you, like anybody that wants to invest in you is just going to invest in you.
Right.
That doesn't mean that there's an emotional. I told them, I said, y'all tell me, I said, of all whatever y'all bought this week, I said, do y'all have any sort of emotional attachment to it? Anything that you bought, whether it was a water bottle, whether you bought lunch at work, whatever it may have been, do you have an emotional attachment to it? They said no. So I said, how do you not see the same thing like when it comes to men? If your price is Fogo de Chao, if your price is the steak, if your price is hibachi, anybody that wants to invest in you, and if that's what it's gonna take, then they're gonna make that investment. That don't mean that they actually like you and care about you. But modern woman character and personality is at the bottom of the totem pole these days. It's about money. It's about what do you have and what can you possibly do for me going forward in the future. So it doesn't matter that this is the first date and we really don't really know each other like that, and we really don't even know if we're gonna rock with each other like that. You need to take me to Fogo de Chao on the first day. You need to take me to a top tier restaurant in the city, like just goofy stuff.
I think
Very
if the
good.
girl's not used to that, then yeah, it's probably goofy. But if I'm a girl who doesn't do, like whatever restaurants, and then you propose in like Wendy's or McDonald's or whatever, come on.
Girl,
Yeah,
you can pay for it. If you're really a girl that's that high class and high value, you should have that money too. Like, hey, I'm not eating where you normally eat. Can we go eat at my spot and pay for it? Don't expect him to come out of his economic like status.
No, but
Just
no, but that's what I'm
embrace
saying. So if I'm the type of girl that's over there, if you're not in my economic or financial lane, don't approach me. Or get shut down when you do. Just don't approach girls who are like that, because there's girls who just don't take less. Like, we just don't. And I understand the girls that do, but for me personally, it's an effort thing. Like, make the effort, love. Make the
Yeah.
effort. Because if you're
Yeah.
telling me Starbucks down the road, bruv, you're playing with my time. Don't do that. Don't play with me them way. I'm not one of the Starbucks. How many girls have you been taken in and out of Starbucks? Don't do that to me. You
You
gotta
don't
make the
gotta.
effort. You gotta take
Yeah.
the time. But that's me. And then there's girls who are willing to take, a walk down in the park or whatever, a zero effort date, and that's all right. But don't move to girls who are like me, expecting, you know what I mean,
Hey,
walk in the park girl.
hey,
don't
division.
go on the date. Like Honey Lime says, just don't go on the date. You don't gotta make the man feel belittled or anything. Just say, hey, I'm not interested.
No, yeah,
Um,
yeah,
But
I
but
agree
you
with that
see,
part.
this is where I step in. No, this is what I'll be telling these women. It's one like I personally believe everyone should be justified in having the standards that they have. Like Rebel was saying earlier, like I said in the past, it's one thing if you don't want to, you know, do the park date, you don't want to be taking the Starbucks, but like, are you justified in not wanting to do that? Because like Rebel said, are you the woman that's really living in the box? Are you the woman that's really living in the box and struggling to pay the rent? But when you get online or when you're dealing with men, you got all these high standards for them. Like they're like the point I'm trying to make is there's women that can't afford to go to Fogo de Chao. There's women that can't afford to go to Hibachi. There's women that they only go to certain places on a birthday or a holiday. But like when a man is dealing with them, they want this man to like take them, treat them like royalty, give them the top of the top service. Absolutely not, ma'am. And not because a man don't want to do that for you, that doesn't mean that he's not having it. That he just doesn't want to make that investment into you. And that's another thing that the woman needs to start, ladies. If the market determines your worth, okay? The same way the market determines the worth for men, your value in the market, that's the same way men determine your value in the market. So if most men are not if 99.9% of men are not trying to take you to the steakhouse, they're not trying to take you to hibachi, they're not trying to take you to the top tier place in your city, that's because that's where you're valued at right now. amongst the stocks, you not one of the best stocks. I'm sorry to tell you. So that's something that you need to figure out. You need to find out, like, damn, why all these dudes always trying to take me to Starbucks, or like, take me for a walk around the park, or take me to Chick-fil-A, and that's a you thing. That's not the men thing. Because the top stocks, they getting the top stock treatment. They getting invested in. People is buying up the stocks. But if your stock ain't getting bought up, if you getting treated like a stock that's on a decline, that's on you. Am I wrong, Taro? Am I wrong or no?
No, you're right. You're right. It's just also about what you accept, because a lot of times, like, the girls Rebel was describing, you're accepting every man. If you accept every caliber of man, then you can't really complain about what you're getting. But if you want a specific thing as a woman, you don't have to be making, like, what I was requiring from men. I was doing that when I was in college. I wasn't making nothing in college. You know
Right.
what I mean? So, but I never went on a walk in the park type date. But also, I was the type of woman, or I had the characteristics and physical appearance of a woman that men of that caliber like.
Right.
So you got to qualify yourself in some way. Like, men don't care about your pocket,
Right.
or your education, but you need to qualify for that caliber of man, whatever caliber it is that you're going for. So if you are a girl who doesn't have much, that's not a problem. But if you don't have much, you're not working on your body, you're not trying to look appealing for these men, and you also have this "I don't need a man" mentality, like, love, that's a lot of things working against you. You're not gonna get a man who's trying to pay for all your stuff. And if you, like Noble says, if you're not getting the results, it means the problem is you.
Right. Miss, help me. What's your thoughts on the pain thing? If you want to speak on that.
Um, I think women are different, so that's something a guy has to get to know. But if a woman's in pain, she, like you said earlier, um, she'll let you know. Like, it's nothing to really guess about. Some men will ask, like, "Are you good?" You know, I'm trying to talk without, you know,
Yeah,
saying too much.
it's hard. I know.
I don't know. But yeah, women can handle pretty much a good amount, but it's not the horse and the 10, 12-inch stuff. Like, I don't think there's many women checking for that. I think it is a lot of media maybe influencing that idea. But not to say there's no women that's taking it, because somebody has to. I can't. But yeah, it's mostly the motion that matters, in my opinion. But
Hmm.
you can't be doing the rebel shit where you get to trying to finish first and stuff, like, but like you said earlier
It's a
too,
race.
if a man's not really feeling you like that, you're not special to him, then I guess that's how it goes.
Yeah, listen. I wish a man would say that, like, he's. I wish a man would say that throughout his life, no matter how old he is, that he's like literally had the same mindset, the same approach with every woman that he's been with in that manner. Like to try to sit here and say, like, I don't know, a girl that's your girlfriend, or a girl that you in a situationship, and a girl that's literally just a hookup, like, you just treating them all the same. You want to give them the same treatment in the bedroom. Like,
Hmm.
be very hard pressed to believe that. I'll be
Yeah, that don't even sound right.
exactly
I hope not, That's
right.
why I like long term. I like long term marriage pretty much, because that's the best, in my opinion, way of reaching the best sex, if I can say that.
Yeah. But I think everyone on this panel, if there's anyone on this panel that's about to disagree with what I say, I think it's always the best when you're actually doing it with someone that y'all actually like really like each other, and y'all actually have feelings with each.
Mhm.
Like, it's just more passionate. It's more intimate.
Right. And the longer you get to study someone, the better.
Right. But it's 2:37 a.m. We about to give our closing words.
Yeah.
Division, go ahead and give your closing words, brother. All right.
He's probably
Division,
sleeping.
yeah, Division fell asleep.
He's always
Rebel,
sleeping.
Rebel, go ahead and give your closing word. The Division
I
gonna fall
didn't. I
asleep.
didn't. I didn't fall
There he
asleep.
goes. There he goes.
You
I
just
was
woke
on.
up.
No, I was on my other phone. My bad. What y'all say though?
Oh, good, bro.
What y'all say?
I said we giving our closing words.
Oh, okay. Um, Closing words is if you're gonna take a woman on a date, take care of everything from beginning to end. Finish it all through. Don't be no broke boy. Don't be no bum. Um, and then when it comes to the other one, closing on that, yeah, again, communication. If she trying to get away again, she trying to run away like Usain Bolt, then hey, just take that as a sign. Read the room. Simple, but yeah.
All right, Rebel, what's your closing words, G?
Real quick, listen. If you one of those baby hair bandits, if you got roaches twerking in the kitchen, if your if your tires are balder than Uncle Phil, listen. Stop having these high expectations and standards. It's gonna be all right if you go out to the nice little payway or restaurant that don't cost that much. And guys, instead of spending this $200-300 on these chicks who bald headed and broke,
Oh
just
my
go
god.
down to the junior college and get yourself a flatback Kaylee for the exact same price.
Oh my gosh. Somebody said he gets paid to do this.
Oh, one quick thing. Listen about that. It's kind of little off, but listen, ladies, y'all can't finish. It might be time to throw away your Bob with a 7-speed transmission. Y'all just zzz. Like,
Facts.
come on now. Can't
Facts.
no man keep up with that damn thing.
Facts. I'm with you on that. Miss Help Me. Go ahead, Miss Help Me. What's your closing words?
Nah, just be humble. That's all I gotta say to people, especially women. No matter how much you make, be humble. I've gone through various stages in economics with my personal life, so but I've always kept the same stance, just be humble. That's how my parents raised me. They're pretty well off and they don't think, you should treat anyone differently, but that doesn't mean you take every advance that comes towards you. You gotta check all the other boxes off. But anyway, that's all I gotta say, y'all. Good night.
Lottie, thank you, Miss Help Me. Lottie, go ahead and tell these women that they need to make sure that these men, spend $300 on the first date and stay away from broke boys and all that stuff. Go ahead. Of
I love that you lot know my message.
course. How could I not?
Let
In
them
fact,
know, bruv.
I
That's my
have to add
sister. How
to
could I not?
this. So I did another live, and they were talking about the vetting process, and so I said, when I was vetting men to date me, like if you wanted to be exclusive, you had to put down a deposit. It was £350 because I'm not playing for three
Oh
hundred
my
and fifty
god.
pounds. And if you don't waste my time, you get your money back in 6 months. If you're wasting my time, you lose your money.
Oh my god.
No more. They nearly kicked me off
Oh
the
my god. Bro, she said, hey, Rebel, she said you got to put a deposit down for her time. Come on, bro.
Yo, what is you doing? Like dating tarot or getting a car? Like, god damn.
No,
Literally,
I'm not playing.
bro.
Let me
Hey,
tell you
bruh's gotta
something.
choose. Do I gotta pay rent today? Hey,
Literally.
do I need a deposit for tarot or can I put down this deposit for the car? I don't know.
Like,
No, I'm
what?
telling you, because men will waste your time if you let them. And a lot of guys, they would say they want to be exclusive. When I tell them about the deposit, they no longer want to do it. So it's like, yeah, okay, they'll waste my time. And only, I think it was 3 or 4 guys wasted my time and lost their money. A lot of them made it to 6 months. Like, don't be playing with these men. Put down a deposit, sir, because if you're serious about me and you're not going to waste my time, you won't mind putting down that money. You know what I mean? So I nearly got kicked off that panel. But
You're
yeah,
crazy.
you gotta be that type of girl though, and moving to them type of men. But yes, that's what you do. My husband even put down double or nothing. That's what he put down. But yes, you put down just have a standard and meet it. That's what I'd say to the girls. And if it's not working for you, like Noble always says, then you gotta readjust something. You know what I mean? Study the men that you're trying to attract. What do they like? What type of woman do they like? What do you need to change in your mentality, in the way you dress, or whatever, to attract said man? Those men aren't in the club. So, and if they are in the club, they're just looking for pums, and you're not trying to be that girl, you know. So, don't be looking man in club. And yeah, that's what I have to say to the girls.